welcome everyone to the Wheels Museum on March 9th, 2024. We're having a very good day today. We have a hobby group coming in of young people who want to learn about railroading, and we also have the truck club here today. But I'm thrilled that we have a very special visitor with us here for the podcast. This is Don Briggs. He's been a member of our team, our boat family, for about a year. And when he first came to Wheels Museum, I think he was interested in model trains and working with the O-gauge model train. He's an engineer, but many more exciting things have happened. So Don, tell us, if you would, a little bit about your career and how you came to Wheels originally, and then we'll go into the great excitement that you've done here for us.
All right. Well, I'm a native New Mexican. I graduated UNM Go Lobos.
Yay, me too.
Yeah. And started my career in engineering at a small environmental company as a groundwater and surface water hydrologist. And I did that for 30 years and then went to work for Bernalillo County as the drainage engineer and floodplain administrator. Did that for 10 years and then retired and started my own consulting company, which I just closed this last year. And came to Wheels about a year ago. My wife saw an ad and, that they were asking for volunteers, and came down and I took a look at the place and immediately wanted to volunteer.
I'm so happy. So happy. Thank you. You're fabulous.
Yes.
And once you volunteer here, of course, it's for life. You do understand that.
Oh no.
No. Oh, yes. Yes, we have a special lock on the door just for you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, get out. Okay. Yeah. And then you started working, I think, with the O-scale train. Was that right?
Yes, the O-scale train is what I got involved in. Learned how to run the trains and stuff like that. And as I'm working in the museum, you know, there's a lot of dusting and sweeping and stuff that you have to do for maintenance issues. So one day I'm sweeping the floor behind the old cars they have back there, and there's this box laying on the floor. And I'm looking at it, and there's some parts there and stuff, and I looked at, well, gee whiz, that's the rudder of an airplane. What the heck is this? And so I didn't really ask anybody about it at the time, but a few days later, Patricia came back there, and she was logging or documenting some of the stuff that the museum has. And that was one of the things, so I went over and started talking to her, and she said it had been donated some years ago and was just sitting there.
Yeah.
And there was another gentleman there, Alan Troskar.
Yes, Alan Troskar has been very helpful too, yes.
Yes, and so we both knew what it was, and so we just kind of volunteered to pull it out and look at it and see if it was something that we could actually build. And so that's how it got started. And through the process, we found out that some of the parts were missing. Some of the parts had already been constructed, such as the rudder and the ribs and a few other parts. The big issue was the plans were missing.
Right.
So we went to Leba and we asked her if the museum would pony up some money for the plans, which they did, and the company, this plane is actually a kit. It's a wooden airplane kit. It's classified as an ultralight, so it's a small plane. And the kit is built by a company out of Canada called Fisher Flying Products. And so we contacted them, and they gave us the plans at cost. And so we got the plans, and Alan and I started constructing it. So it's taken us about 8 months, 9 months to do the work and stuff, and we have it almost completely finished now, and we're getting ready to hang it from the ceiling. In talking with Leba, she really likes the way it looks
I love it.
without any covering on it and stuff like that.
It's just wood, yeah.
Yes, just-
Very complicated. Tell them how big it
Yeah.
is.
So it's, the wingspan's 28 feet, and it's a single-person airplane. Has a motor, the recommended motor's engine is 34 horsepower. And I think top speed's like 80, and it will carry about a 200-pound pilot. And this airplane is a Fisher Flying Products FP303. It's a very small plane, and the wings actually fold up, and they're saying it takes about 5 minutes to fold it up, and then you can put it on a trailer and take it home. And also takes about 5 minutes to unfold it. So it's a pretty neat little airplane, kind of the
It's
specifications
so beautiful.
for it.
I can't thank you enough. I adore it. Would you please tell the audience, how are you going to hang it? And do you need
Well-
help with hanging it?
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay, okay, that's a hint. That's a clue right there.
So if you've ever been to the Wheels Museum, you'll see that the ceilings are pretty tall here. So we're gonna have to get a man lift to come in and put anchors in the concrete ceiling or walls, and then essentially the airplane weighs only about 240 pounds itself. Or actually no, 180. Let me look at my notes here. Empty weight 235 pounds. Gross weight 450 pounds. So you have about a 200-pound pilot that you can put in there, with extra for gas and stuff like that. And so we will be able to lift it by hand with just a couple of guys can lift it. And but in order to get it up there, get it up high enough, we'll have to have a man lift to do that, which is like a scissor lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely magnificent what you've done. I can't believe. I hope everyone will come and see this plane. It is unique and fabulous.
Yes.
And it has a partner up there because we have another airplane that was hand built.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that one has a Volkswagen engine, but
Yes.
this one will not have an engine. So we're not really looking for a real pilot, but
Right.
but we do love it. And we do have many model airplanes here, and we're trying to expand our model airplane selection. And we just had a call this morning from someone who has some 8-foot planes model planes that they're going to give us too. So that's
Okay.
good. And we do have showcases
Right.
with airplanes, and we're trying to feature more and more airplanes. So if anyone else is interested in what we're doing here, or has a small airplane to donate, or wants to work on models or something, we're very happy. Love to talk to you. Love to have them hanging from the ceiling. This
And
is-
very nice.
it looks fabulous. I cannot thank you enough. It's been wonderful. And I've heard a rumor, but I don't know if this rumor is true. We're trying to put some sculptures outside of the museum as well. So we're kind of looking at the idea of the possibility of doing a Ferris wheel outside or other kinds of wheels that would move. I've heard a rumor that you might be interested in some kind of a project like that. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Yes.
Oh, good, okay. I don't want to be embarrassed on YouTube.
Yeah. So we are looking at constructing a perhaps a 6-foot diameter Ferris wheel.
Wonderful.
We're not exactly sure of the materials that we're going to use. It's
Okay.
going to have to be something that will weather.
Yes,
and
yeah.
stand the weather.
And move, and yeah.
And
Oh, that's wonderful.
and yeah, we're hoping to have it look very nice with. I think you're going to donate some stuffed animals or something.
I don't know how they'll hold up in the snow and rain, but
Yeah.
anyway, we'll figure out what
Yes.
kind of people or animals or something to put in that, whether it's
Yeah.
roadrunners or coyotes or humans or whatever we're gonna do to put in that. But
Yeah.
we're trying to draw attention so people, when they come down South Second Street, they see this is the Wheels Museum. No possibility of not understanding that.
Right.
So very, very grateful to you for everything, and for your running of the O-gauge train. We're expanding the O-gauge train too, aren't we putting an
Yes.
S-Tel? Are you familiar with what they're doing with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Train Collectors Association is going to construct a S-gauge layout around the outside of our current O gauge layout, and S and O gauge are pretty similar, and the O gauge has a 3 rail track, the S gauge a 2 rail track, and that's pretty exciting having those guys come in. They're going to foot the bill for it and probably supply trains and stuff like that for it. So
That's going to be great.
yes.
And also within the last week or so, we've just completed a G-scale train, which is up about, I don't know, 6-7 feet up in the
Yes.
ceiling in our first room. And that's going around and making noise as we speak now. That's why we had to close our door. And it has
Okay.
smoke, and it has all kinds of beautiful scenery and
Yeah.
a wonderful G-scale. So if you come into Wheels Museum, the first thing you're going to see is above your head now is a new G-scale train.
Yeah.
So thank you. How big is our O-scale layout now? Do you know if you remember?
It's 17 feet by 38 feet.
Yeah, so I thought about 40 feet
So,
long. So
yep.
it's very large, and we have hundreds of trains that run on that.
Yes, we do.
And that has smoke and steam and all kinds of exhibits too. And today, as I mentioned, Hobby Day is here, so we're trying to teach new people of all ages what this hobby is about and how it talks about history and economics and development and technology and what rail has done for our lives for generations and will do for generations. It's not just all fun, but it is fun.
Yes.
But it's very important too to understand the workings of trains.
Yeah.
And some of the men take it very seriously and they act like they're running a real train, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine if they want to do that.
Yes.
So thank you so much for everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would like to mention too, for those of you that know about the 2926, which is the local locomotive that was restored here in Albuquerque. We have a O-gauge model of that locomotive that runs on the O-gauge layout. So, come on down and take a look at that.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, our hope is that locomotive will come back home here.
Yes.
This was its home, and we're hoping that it will come home. And it will be coming, I think, we've been told, be coming to the rail yards about 3 or 4 times this coming year, which is a huge step for us. So
Yeah.
very, very happy about that. Oh, Don, it's been wonderful to have you on the podcast today, and it's wonderful to see you every time that you're at Wheels.
Well, thank you.
And I appreciate we're all working together to help our community, and you're doing a huge amount of work for our community. I'm really grateful to you. We're all volunteers here, and we're working to save the rail yards and inspire young people and old people and educate them and give them happy times, and you're certainly doing that.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It's a lot of fun working here.
I think so too. I love it. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Thank you very, very much. I know you don't want to stay with me any longer. You want to
No.
go get to work.
Yes.
So, okay. Have fun. Thank you
Okay.
again. So very interesting events coming up at the Wheels Museum, and I hope that everyone listening will come and be with us. The first one I'd like to talk about is April 13th. Ronn, Perea, who was with us last week for a podcast, is going to talk about the Bataan Death March. And his father was a survivor of that. It's a very, very important and sad time in American history, and there were people from New Mexico, obviously, who suffered that. So we hope that you will come. That will be a serious lecture, but he ran the comedy club for over 30 years, and I'm sure he will try to infuse it with some levity as well. So please come. That's 11 o'clock on April 13th for Ronn Perea. And now another really good thing has happened for us. We're collaborating with the Balloon Museum. And on April 26th from 12 to 2, we're going to have a presentation by a famous balloon pilot. So there's so many things I don't know about how to be a balloon pilot. And if you're in that same boat or would like to know more about it, please come that day. We do have a model train layout which has small balloons that go up and down. So we love the idea of things that move, and the balloons. We're very grateful to the Balloon Museum for collaborating with us. We're also now working with the Nuclear Museum, so we hope to do events with them soon as well. On April 20th, you're welcome to come if you like. We're having a model train club meeting here, and that club has grown quite large, and they are the group that's putting, as Don Briggs told you, the S gauge around the O gauge, and that's going to be a very, very interesting project. And there are people who really understand model trains and how to work them, the technical, the artistic, everything about them. If you have any questions about model trains, they'll know the answer, and they're a wonderful group. So please come to that meeting if you'd like to on April 20th at Wheels Museum. Getting into May, we have Ronald Pentilla, and he's coming to talk to us about the atomic bomb and what happened in New Mexico as to the atomic bomb. He was a city employee, engineer, knows everything about the subjects, and people love to hear him talk. So please come to that event if you'd like to. Just let us know on these events. We'd like to have an RSVP, so make sure that we set out a chair for you and greet you when you come, and we do have limited capacity, so we're real grateful if you let us know ahead of time. On May 25th, we have something very interesting. We have the Chinese American Society is coming in, and Fred Friedman is going to be their speaker. Fred Friedman was the head of state transportation, and his subject is going to be how the Chinese American people worked and helped build the railroad, and the importance and the influence that they had on the railroad. And for a special treat on that day, as part of that event, they're bringing Chinese dancers to come. So it's going to be a lot of fun and very, very interesting at 10 o'clock in the morning to hear about the Chinese influence on the railroad, and I think they might have snacks as well. So we hope you'll come to visit us. We're open Monday through Thursday mornings from 9 to 12, Saturdays 10 to 2. Starting in May until October, we'll be open on Sundays 10 to 2 as well. We're always looking for volunteers, people to help us, people with ideas. Today someone just called, offered us 3 more 8-foot model airplanes. So somebody offered us 200 model cars the other day. So we're very, very grateful to the community for helping us save our history here and bring new growth to Albuquerque. So really appreciate you listening to this. If you'd like to call us about anything, our phone number is 505-243-6269. So I hope to see you all soon. Thank you very much.